taking Jerome Powell out at this time, it might hurt the stock market.
Make him into a miserable person. And you know what? He deserves it because he should have lowered interest rates.
I have a special kind of respect for people who keep that same energy.
We had a bit of a clash a few days ago between Fed Chair Jerome Powell and Donald Trump, of whom Powell had to fact check in the moment. So we have a CNN panel discussing all of this and more to hop right into. So leave us a like on the video if you can. It helps us out a ton. It gives us a boost in the algorithm. And let's get right to the panel.
Good on him. I mean, Jerome Powell for actually standing up to the president right there in real time. I mean, that takes guts, and he did it. And I wish that more of his Republican colleagues would do so in Congress. We'd have a better system if they did.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think it's so much easier to get the Fed chair to lower interest rates. You back off on the tariffs, and that's that. But instead, Trump is trying to use this renovation as a reason to put pressure on him. I'm not sure that that's going to work.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to fire him. It doesn't sound like he's going to. He doesn't have that many months left on his term. Trump will be able to put in his own Fed chair. It looks to me like he's planning to just humiliate this person for the next 8 months and make him into a miserable person. And you know what? He deserves it because he should have lowered interest rates.
You gotta love how these MAGA clowns talk about anyone who defies their daddy Trump. It's also funny because Scott here is like, he's a bad person. He should have lowered interest rates. We literally would have had interest rates lowered by now, if not for tariffs. By all metrics, we were on track to do so. So to blame the Fed chair and not Trump is insane. Powell has a duty to not be partisan. He's not just going to do things because it's good politics for your party. And thank God he doesn't, because conservative economics are terrible and have never produced substantial growth for our economy. He's just now the scapegoat that MAGA can point to as another way to prolong having to admit that this all practically falls on Donald Trump's hands directly.
I'm not sure the Fed's done all that great of a job over time since Powell has been in, even though Trump did first appoint him.
I mean, even though
so maybe he deserves a little of the political
I'm curious
theater
about that, Scott, because first of all, this is Donald Trump's Fed chair. He appointed Powell. But the second thing is realistically, when you look at the last 4 years, let's call it the post-pandemic period, interest rates have gone up and inflation has gone down. The country is not in a recession, never was. And on top of that, I was looking at the stock market returns over the last couple of years. 2025, it was double digits, 25% or so. So I don't know, what kind of job did Jerome Powell do? I think the results are kind of there.
Well, I think he's leaving him there. And I think he understands that maybe by taking Jerome Powell out at this time, it might hurt the stock market.
It is hilarious because of the position that this puts MAGA in. You either, one, admit that Trump made a poor decision in picking Jerome for his Fed chair, calling into question his leadership ability and intelligence, among other things, or you admit the Fed chair is doing a good job, which would then be the admission that Trump's tariff policy is to blame for the lack of interest rate cuts because they're inflationary, their prices are increasing, and they're cooling off GDP to the point of seeing it decline, and they've destroyed consumer confidence. Either one is a knock on Trump and his ability to lead or govern, which is MAGA's least favorite hobby, which is why they're trying to beat around the bush as much as he can. My opinion on Powell is he's been fine. Like, I obviously would prefer like a left Fed chair, but it's not like he's been demonstrably bad or like, you know, though. What I would point out is that both Trump and the Fed outspent Biden in COVID relief, yet it's only Biden that gets blamed for inflation somehow.
I have a special kind of respect for people who keep that same energy. And Jerome Powell, he could have wilted in that moment.
You think Jerome Powell knows more about construction than Donald J. Trump?
I think he knows about
yeah, I think he knows
construction.
Let me just play real quick. This is what Trump said about, he was asked whether or not this construction project that he's been railing against is a fireable offense, as he previously suggested.
You saw what we saw, and the big thing is to get it done. They have to get it done. They have to get it finished. And very importantly, we have to get interest rates lowered in our country.
It seems like he went in there and he was like, yeah, this place needs to be renovated. Like, I think he was kind of convinced.
But he's clearly mad about the cost overruns. Right. I mean, $900 million or whatever it is.
That's a great idea.
And to the average American,
tax rates for
billions of dollars.
But
I can agree that the costly renovations are dumb. Powell is a conservative though, mind you. So, fiscally responsible, again, being proved as a lie. But also, it's not like the guys adding over $3 trillion to our debt, paying millions to renovate a plane for Trump, who just spent millions, I should say, on a birthday parade for the president, have a real leg to stand on about wasting money. Like Scott Jennings saw no issue with any of those things. So the only problem he has here is that it wasn't Trump's idea. If Trump had signed off on it, Scott Jennings would be remarking it as some great achievement. These people have no actual beliefs or principles outside of bigotry for a lot of them, of course, and that's the unifying principle if the Jubilee debate showed us anything. But for the rest, it's all about the grift here. But one thing should not be glossed over, and that it's Trump and his tariff policy that are directly to blame for the lack of interest rate cuts. Cope harder, MAGA.